Hey everybody, Dockside Gamer here and welcome back to the channel. Now today I'm going to be showing you a game that came out a couple weeks ago. It's called Sengoku Dynasty. It's a village simulator game, I think that's what they're called anyway, and it's based in feudal Japan, which I don't know if you've played Medieval Dynasty. It is from the exact same developers and I thought that was really cool. Now, if you like this stuff, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out, and it's free. You can always unsubscribe later. Alright, so I made my character, and it's time to get into it. So you wake up on a beach, not really remembering what happened. You have a bunch of random stuff you can go and pick up. Be sure to check out all these chests. I think there's a knife, some sticks, a torch, other stuff you can just find laying around. Just be sure to take a good look around. So I won't be playing this alone. My wife did decide to join me for this. So as I'm waiting for her to make her character and get into the game, I am just kind of walking around, getting some materials, getting whatever they have laying around. And then we're going to continue on. So something that I do like about this game is that when you have a weapon on, so like a stone knife counts as a weapon, you can actually do some actual attacking with it, and you can block, parry, all that stuff. So I decided to test that out. And honestly, it feels pretty good. You know, it doesn't feel clunky, it doesn't feel bad at all. The combat isn't terrible. As you can see, yeah, it moves pretty well. So I'm testing that out, testing the dodging out. And honestly, like I said, it feels really good. I have no problems with it. Alright, so now that my wife's in, let's get going. So there's not really much to do right now. It's more follow the path and you can work on the story. There is an actual story to this game. So I'm not going to go too deep into it, but you are in a part of Japan that is completely war-torn. That villages have been burnt down left and right. You find a former companion that was also on a boat later on down the road, and she needs fire. And so, obviously, she can't do it herself. So, you are going to go around, get a hand axe, collect all the stuff, come back, and make a fire. Once you do that, you can talk to her, and I believe she gives you some food, and I think that's it. I think you only get some food from her. But still, it's a quest done, and we can move on. So again, you want to take a look around because there is an ore there that you can pick up and use as a weapon, but also in behind her you can get a couple of extra items. I think that you pick up a bucket and you can find a few other items. You just have to take a look around. That's what I love about these games, that they have a bunch of stuff just laying around. Now in Medieval Dynasty you could pretty much steal almost everything that you want. You cannot do that here. So if you have played Medieval Dynasty and you're expecting that you can just go into someone's house and start stealing, you can't. It's very limited on what you can grab. But other than that, you can do pretty much anything. You can build almost anywheres. And anyways, let's continue on and we'll get to the first village. So down the road from where you found your companion, you'll find someone that tells you about the burnt villages and everything. He'll give you a bell and you can make your bell tower. Now once you make your bell tower, you basically create your village. So now it's time to clear everything out. Now, once you cleared out some of those burnt down villages, you actually get a fair amount of supplies, and now you can take out your hammer and you can start building your own house. Now, the building in this is pretty easy. It will tell you exactly what you need. So if you look in the left hand corner there, it says any log. If you have any logs in your inventory, you can start placing them down. So it's pretty easy to actually build. Now, this first house, it only has one bed, but that's not really that big of a deal. You can build another house fairly easily. I decided to mix things up here and put a little window in here just to, I don't know why I did it, but I don't know. I'm just trying to test some things out with the game and seeing what I can do with it. And with that, the roof is done. Now you have to do the furniture. Each house comes with a hearth and a bed. So you can go ahead, build those, and then you can build the bed. Then you have your first house made. It's not that hard. You can basically get all the materials from very, very close by, and it doesn't take very long to actually build anything. So as you can see, the game's giving me tutorials about refugees, the recruitment process, production, what you can do with villagers. So basically how the refugee thing works is that they will come to your town center, which is your bell. Whenever you place your bell, that's the center of your town. They will come there and you can talk to them and invite them to live in your village. The only caveat, you need to have some housing for them. You don't need it right away, but if you start getting more and more villagers, you're going to have to quickly get more housing made for them so they have somewhere to stay, or else they're going to be unhappy and leave your village. So with that being said, I'm going to place my next house down, and it's time to get more materials. Okay, house is done, and I have my own hearth where I'm going to be cooking up some more food eventually, and I can move on. Now I'll get into the learning system here. So if you see here, you have the way of the leader. That is your overall village perks. If you have more than one person playing with you, like I have my wife playing with me, we can both put into this. It affects both of us. And then you have the way of the warrior, you have the way of the crafter, and you have the way of the monk. So the way of the crafter, you get experience by building more things, obviously. The way of the warrior is through combat. So the more combat you get into, the more attacks you do, you'll get more way of the warrior experience, which will just help you in fighting. And the way of the monk is trading. So the more trading you do, you will get more experience for that, and they'll just give you more perks. And with 2 houses built, we end our first day. You can sleep for however long. It'll tell you, oh, you're going to be waking up early morning or late morning or whatever. We choose early morning just to get the most out of a day. You still need a torch for the first hour or 2 of the day, but it's fine. Now, with your companion that you helped out earlier with the fire, you can actually go back and invite her to your village. So you can automatically get a new villager right away. Now, if you are playing co-op, I will say this. The person that's joining you technically does not count in the village. So you can go into your village population or whatever tab, and you can assign everyone houses. You can technically assign your the co-op player a house, but they don't actually count. Once they leave, they vacate the house and you can put another villager in there. So if you're playing with someone, just don't assign them a house. They can sleep anywhere anyways. So yeah, just don't bother with that. But we're going to be making another house so we can get a villager their house, and we can kind of continue building our village here. So as you can see, I'm just kind of going through the building menus just to see what all I can build. Now, houses, obviously, you can build production buildings like woodcutters, stuff like that. A guard tower, you can build those that will let you assign villages to actually defend your village. You can get raided in this game. I haven't yet, but you can get raided. So you will need some defense. So all these buildings you can put down and you can assign villagers to it. Eventually, you probably will never have to go and cut wood down. You'll never have to mine stone. You won't have to do anything. Eventually the villagers will just do everything and you can move on and build multiple villages. Now for now, I'm going to be building a general storage, or getting it started anyway. And then I decide to kind of look around and just to see what else is around the area. And you get a notification when you find enemy camps. Now, like I said, this combat isn't terrible, but there do seem to be a lot of enemy camps around the starting area. They only have looters, and so they don't have like the best gear, but just be wary of that. Now, one thing I did not know, when you're in third person, you can lock on, like in, let's say, a Dark Souls game. This looter has no idea what he's about to get into. Now, I take a couple hits, but honestly, the combat isn't terrible. Yes, I'm fighting with a stone knife, so like I'm not doing a whole lot of damage, but dodging seems fluid. You can literally get around them and start attacking again. You can parry if you time it right. This game is surprisingly good for combat. It's not something I expected out of a village simulator game. But anyway, I Dark Souls the shit out of him. I take a couple hits, but mostly I dominate him. And he goes down without a fight. I take his club for good measure, and I go back to the village, where I'm just going to be collecting more resources and building up the houses. Now, I know that like the start of the game doesn't seem a whole lot of fun. If that's not your thing, that's okay. Mostly, it's a lot of building up, getting things built, getting villagers into your village, setting up jobs, making sure that everyone's fed properly. The start of it can be a real grind, mostly just because you're doing everything yourself, or with your co-op player like I am, and it just can take a little bit by yourself. But overall, I'm having a lot of fun with it. So now we get into a part where my wife decided to find a camp as well, and I take the big club I found earlier and absolutely dominate this guy. This guy had no idea what he was getting into. So again, you can lock on, you can dodge around, and I don't believe there is friendly fire in this, or at least I don't think there is. I think you can enable it, but honestly, I don't know why you would. With the looter dead, I run over to his camp and decide to see what he was keeping hidden. And it's a headband, so I got a little bit of armor now. It's not a lot, but it's better than what I had, which was nothing. So with my new headband, I continue to go back and just gather more resources. So that's what this episode is mostly going to be. It's going to be a lot of resource gathering, a lot of building, not so much combat, but it's going to be a lot more building than anything, and getting more villagers. Now, when you do go to your village, you'll see like little icons above their heads. I think those are people that you can actually get into your village. Try not to get too many at once, because you don't want to have more than you can feed. So having more villagers than what you can handle is definitely something you want to avoid. I don't know what the villagers will do if they become really unhappy. I would only assume that they only leave, but they could revolt against you. I don't know what kind of system they have in place. And another house built, and then I realize I have yet to assign anyone any houses. So as you can see, I have little reminders in the top left corner of people that have no homes. So you can go into your Dynasty tab, go into your population, and you can scroll down, assign people houses. When you start getting the production buildings like woodcutter's hut, I think you can get a fisherman's hut, a hunter's hut, stuff like that. you can start assigning them jobs, and then they'll start producing like logs, planks. Like you can get some people to produce tools, stuff like that. That's when the game will start getting more simulation based. I believe anyway, mostly because at that point you're just managing. Now, my goal here is to get the village to be somewhat self-sufficient, getting wood, getting food, getting all the stuff they need, and then I'm going to move on and make another village when I'm able to. So that's going to be the plan. Also, I have yet to actually name this village. If someone in the comments wants to maybe drop a name, or if you guys want to try and name this village for me, please leave a comment with your suggestion. I'll pick the best one. Okay, with everyone properly housed, it's time to finish this general storage. Now, when you get the general storage up, when you start getting there's like a wood storage and everything too, you will actually be able to use it from your storage. You don't have to have items in your inventory in order to actually place them. So if you have a bunch of logs in like a wood storage, it will count towards your overall inventory limit. So you see when I go up to the blue, it says, oh, you need so many sticks and you have none on you. You'll eventually start getting all those into your storages, and you can just use them straight from there. You don't have to go and get them. So I thought that was pretty cool. But it's back to gathering more resources, making sure people are happy. I can actually employ some people now, and just overall building up the village. The first little bit is a little boring just because it's a lot of building ourselves. I don't think you can get builders, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. The game's still new. But we put in, I put in some of my perks that I just didn't look into earlier. You unlock a lot right at the start because obviously you're going to be building a lot. The Way of the Warrior, probably not so much. Obviously, I fought 2 guys, so I leveled up, I guess, 3 times. So I guess getting experience is pretty easy in this game. So earlier, I was talking about defending your village and getting a raid. You get a notification right at the start saying you are going to get raided in 3 in-game days. That's not good. I don't know what that entails, but I'm going to need some help. Also, you'll get a negotiator here. You can sell stuff to him. Obviously, he has 793 coins. You can sell anything you want to him, and that you need coins in order to unlock other recipes. So it's a good idea to actually go sell whatever you don't need. Like when you defeat a looter or a bandit, you get like a little trophy that you can sell to people. So it's a good idea to just sell anything you can, and then you can start unlocking more recipes as you go. It's not like Medieval Dynasty where you just use like the technology points. I think actually you bought recipes in that too with the coins there. So I guess it's not really much different. But whatever, I'm getting ahead of myself. I just start selling, and I think this is where I'm going to leave off for the day. If you guys like this stuff, please let me know. Again, please drop a comment if you want to name the village. I'll pick the best one. And again, if you guys really like this style of video, or if you like this style of game and you want me to cover more, I am more than happy to do that. Just let me know. Be sure to like and subscribe if you like what you see, and that's pretty much all I got for today, guys. I really want to thank you for watching, and take care. All right, have a great day.